The young guy activated his golden eye and immediately saw a green color in the broken stone in front of him. It was jade. Even though he only had $3,000 on him, he confidently offered $4 million to buy the stone. The rich second-generation guy beside him mocked. "Dude, do you really have that much money? Maybe you should go search for bargains at a flea market." After saying that, he had his assistant raise the bid to $5 million. To everyone's surprise, the young guy got caught up in the moment and boldly shouted $8 million. His companions were scared and quickly stopped him, explaining that while the stone looked promising on the surface, they had no idea what it would look like on the inside. It would be a disaster if they couldn't find at least 2 inches of valuable green. The rich second-generation guy also hesitated, not because of the money, but because losing the gamble would be embarrassing. However, the confident assistant assured them that the stone would yield at least 4 inches of green. As soon as the rich guy heard this, he immediately raised his bid to $9 million. This time, the young guy didn't continue, knowing that he couldn't compete with him. Finally, he went to the area with discarded stones, planning to buy a low-priced stone just for fun. He activated his golden eye again, and hey, this one seemed pretty good. So, he used his entire savings of $3,000 to buy it and planned to cut it on the spot. Just then, a rich guy showed up again, acting all superior and saying, "You think you can find a hidden treasure with just $3,000 bucks? Gambling on stones is different from antiques. Who says that? Life is full of opportunities. It's up to you to seize them or miss out." This guy was a big shot in the jade industry. He carefully examined the stone, but he didn't think much of it. However, the young guy smiled slightly and said, "We haven't even cut it yet. How do we know it's not good?" Then, the expert drew a cutting line on the stone and instructed the cutter to follow it, while the rich guy watched, expecting entertainment. The first cut was quickly made, and indeed, there was no trace of green. If the first cut didn't yield any green, what's the point of cutting further? Should we just throw it away? The rich guy exclaimed happily, but the young guy remained calm and asked the cutter to proceed with the second cut. To everyone's surprise, this time it was full of green, worth around $100,000. It might not be much, but it was a small profit. However, the young guy didn't intend to stop there. He urged the cutter to make the third cut. Everyone tried to persuade him to stop, suggesting that he should be content with what he had, as he could end up with nothing if it went wrong. But he couldn't be stopped. The cutter had no choice but to follow his instructions and make the third cut. When they brought it out and took a look, everyone was stunned. The misty crystal revealed a whole piece of ice jade, with excellent vibrant green color. The price skyrocketed to $18 million, and people immediately scrambled to buy it. At that moment, the young guy turned to the rich guy and said, "Hey, look, those $3,000 turned into $18 million. How many times did it multiply?" The rich guy felt a slap in the face and immediately demanded that his own $9 million stone be opened. He wanted to repay the favor and regain his pride.